Things going well?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is that the way we're going to do this interview? Just give me one word yes?
Things are good.
Yeah, just do. What do I got here? So almost a year ago to the day you left Fleet.
Sure. Yeah,
I don't want to talk about it too much, but it just I saw the date on the Wikipedia page. I was like, oh, that's crazy. It was like this week a year ago.
Oh, yeah?
That's what it says.
January? Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
So were you writing this record while you were with them, or did it happen like from January to, I guess, April, because it came out in May?
No, I was writing the album quite a bit before then. I think it started in almost like March of the previous year. So I mean, it was a long time.
So that mushroom trip was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So you and that's in the middle of playing with these guys, with the other guys.
Yeah, I mean.
And you took a trip away, or was it a downtime on tour, I guess, kind of thing?
That was. Dude, I have no idea. I know it was in like March before I went to Woodstock to work on the album with them in April. I think we started working on that album in April, and then I moved to LA in May, and then started working on the album like months after that. Was working on the Fleet Fox. Yeah, I mean.
Where were you living before that?
Seattle.
Okay, so still on the coast. So the trip down, was that the trip that made you want to move to California?
Yeah. The
definitely. Coastal Drive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What about it? Maybe we'll focus on that a little bit.
What about the drive made me?
Well, I mean, I've done the drive. I know it's mesmerizing.
Yeah.
I know Big Sur is the greatest place in the world. But for you?
I mean, there was just kind of a convergence of factors involved. It was just a lot of personal factors, relationship, just a lot of things were kind of. Yeah, I don't know. I just really wanted to move, and I just it wasn't like I did a cost benefit analysis and that was like the right answer. I wanted to do something reckless and something stupid, and moving to Los Angeles kind of fit the bill.
And it seems like it informed the record a lot. You're singing about Los Angeles and California a lot.
No, I'm not singing about it.
Well, I mean, I'm hearing the lyrics about it a lot.
I mean, I'm singing about myself, and in order to sing about myself, with any kind of context or anything, I have to make mention of the place where I am, know. But do you have to? That's interesting. Yeah, I think. Well, that's the way that I write. I think that's interesting. Yeah.
Locations are a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's part. It's part. It doesn't magically make anything better or more personal or anything. But I did think it was kind of funny that I was there, and I thought it was like a funny kind of unexpected detail.
Mm-hmm. I'm writing a novel is what I hear kicked off the writing process for the record.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How come? And how realistic is that story?
Well, is it important? How realistic? How realistic?
Was there a Canadian shaman?
Yes, there was. There was a French-Canadian shaman. I went and did it's a period of time all kind of obviously condensed down.
Mm-hmm.
But there was like a ayahuasca experience. There was a French-Canadian shaman. Well, here, let's break it down. Okay,
sure.
Verse 1, I ran down the road, pants down to my knees. My pants were not actually down to my knees.
Okay, I didn't mean to go that in detail, but sure.
Screaming, no, let's do it. Screaming, please come help. I didn't actually scream that, but I thought it would be funny to... But I do remember thinking at the time, suspecting that he had given more to me than to other people, because I kind of went into it with a bad attitude, and I suspected that he was looking to teach me a lesson.
Are we talking mushrooms, or are we talking...
Ayahuasca.
What's that?
It is a organic derivative of DMT. It's a Peruvian drug that they use in the Amazon to induce pretty intense vomiting and psychedelic hallucinations.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I went and did this ceremony. And then the first house that I saw, I wrote House Upon the Door. I didn't do that. I didn't kick anyone out of their house. My reality is realer than yours. That is kind of true. I do suspect that my reality is realer than other people's.
That's an interesting line.
Because you have to, and because whether you like it or not, everyone kind of does. And then third verse, I didn't burn all my clothes. There was no black dog. My friend did have a black dog around that time, but the black dog was more of a metaphor for my own like depression or whatever. And that's been but that's like a very old concept in blues music or whatever. Mm-hmm. Black dog. Didn't drown Neil Young. I did write a novel. I didn't drown Neil Young, but I did suspect that I was tired of thinking about songwriting in terms of idolizing other people and more or less like attempting to be an approximation of what other people have done. What's the next verse? Hollywood, everywhere I go, and that verse is true. Everywhere, yeah, in Hollywood it seems like there are actresses everywhere, and everyone is trying to play it cool and pretend like they don't see them, even though they do see them. And the people that are the subject of pretending like they're not being seen do really want to be seen, but they also want to be left alone, and no one actually knows what they want.
And I wrote that line down because I find that theory fascinating.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you might be dealing with that now. This band has become successful over the last year.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely am. Like the language around this whole thing is like really, really, at some point, anything that's repetitive gets exhausting, especially if you're a creative person and you thrive on newness and you thrive on destroying things to create new things. Like if I would probably be. Right now, my instinct is actually to be like, okay, that's enough of this thing of living. Like I understand why, but you're asking me, being asked questions like about things that at this point now happened, I guess like 2 years ago or something, yeah. And just being like, I don't know, like I would just as soon like destroy that whole experience now in the same way that experience was used to destroy a previous experience. But with the nature of this kind of thing, yeah, you have to answer for these these things, and you have to like drag these corpses out into the public square and beat them again and again and again.
Do you feel that way about playing these songs live?
Sometimes, yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, sometimes not. But I really, I enjoy singing them. But what I enjoy more is like, writing and whatever. But there's, there shouldn't be any mystery to that. I mean, like there's a whole pragmatic quotient to this that isn't really worth talking about, but can't be ignored, which is just like making a livelihood or something like when I'm playing and whatever. It's better than digging a ditch.
I would think so.
So, yeah, but
I guess the question: are you getting used to the celebrity of it all?
I don't know.
Is there any celebrity of it?
I don't think so. I mean, it's not like celebrity.
No, but people are coming to see you play, right? If you walked out after the venue, people would probably hound you.
People would come up and ask me where I played last night.
Is it the same questions over and over?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's interesting.
People would come up to me and ask me. Yeah, they would want to take a picture, and then they would ask me how I like Toronto, and then they would ask me where I played last night, and then they would ask me where I'm playing tomorrow night. Then they would ask me how long I'm on tour, and then they would ask me if I had a break after this tour, and then they would want to know how long that break was, and then they would ask me where we go on tour after that break, how long we're going to be on tour, and then the last question would be whether or not I'm working on a new record, which is kind
so
of,
fascinating.
no, it's not fascinating.
No, but it's just in the sense that it
opposite
seems
of
like
fascinating.
everyone asks you the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's fascinating.
Oh, no, it is, well, but if you know anything about, I mean, people walk around, that's not limited to this kind of thing. People walk around saying the same, like, banal bullshit to each other, whether there's celebrity involved or not. Like, how you doing? Oh, I'm good. I'm busy, really busy, but it's good. I'm busy, but it's good. Like, that, that kind of shit. Saying I'm busy being a device wherein you let people know that that everything is okay, and that not like if you're busy, then you don't have to like belabor people with the minutia of your internal world.
I read an article on that, how we use the word busy now just to get out of things now.
Oh, yeah.
Because
totally.
you want to seem important to your friends. Oh, I'm busy. No, I can't right now.
Really busy. Been busy. But it's good. I mean, it's good. It's good. Better,
like being busy.
Better to be busy than not. But, it's hard. But it's hard. But it's good. And it's just this constant checks and balances of, like, placating one another. But, it's not because people are stupid or whatever, but truly it's because there's some novelty to me. It's weird that I'm standing there and that they're used to hearing me. It's this like weird other dimension of me, and they don't care where, if you quizzed them the moment after I talked to them and asked them where I played the night before, where I was playing the next night, how long I've been on tour, or all those questions, they wouldn't know, they couldn't tell you any of them, because they're like putting a coin in a slot to like watch Mickey Mouse dance, talk.
Do you feel like that though?
Oh yeah, I should have.
So interesting.
I feel like Mickey Mouse for sure. I should bring like Mickey Mouse gloves on tour. But
could add to the performance, that'd be something else.
Yeah, at least for the picture taking thing.
Yeah.
But that's also another interesting development now that everyone has cameras on their phone. Oh, and another thing, kind of along the same line. I shouldn't be talking about any of this to you actually, because if you print any of this, I will be seen as like a total ingrate.
No. I'll keep it. I'll make it sound good. Don't worry.
Where I'm, this is just the reality.
But I find the celebrity culture fascinating. Because I've become a part of it.
Another thing that's kind of nuts is this. The preamble to every encounter with people after a show is always, I hate to be this person, or I hate to be that person, or I hate to be annoying, or I hate to be that, or I hate to be this. But, can I have a picture?
Have you done that?
Not in a long time.
Who have you done it for, though? Maybe that'll make it seem more
universal?
Yeah.
Well, one time I did walk up, one time Nick Cave was playing a festival, and let's see.
So you've been on the opposite side of it, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, once or twice. I mean, I don't even know what I'm talking. I mean, you asked me how I'm dealing with like celebrity culture, which I don't think is necessarily the case. Like, but I also think that it's totally relative. I mean, to the right person, yeah, I'm like a bigger celebrity than whoever.
Sure.
But yeah, naturally, I don't see it that way, and so it's hard to say how I think about something that I don't perceive to be the case. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying that for whatever reason, there is like kind of a culture of groupthink around people who are, I don't know. I think it's just a groupthink culture, and I do it all the time. But I don't know. There's not much interesting to say to anyone that you don't know.
Sure.
And you don't really have like. There isn't really occasion to say much to a stranger.
As we're sitting here trying to have a conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how to do it. Like, I'm
still learning.
I don't have a rapport with much of anyone anymore.
I thought we had a good talk last time.
Yeah, I recall I recall a bit.
I think you're lying right now, but that's fine.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't really like interviews much.
I don't think many people do. It's a weird thing that you have to do to talk about yourself. Like you're saying,
well,
that record is finished.
When it's like, when you're just kind of, I can talk at length and spin beautiful metaphors and deep insights into about myself and my experience. And that's like more kind of what I do in song, but that is a that looks very different from like sitting down and like answering pointed questions or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I've become like probably when we started touring in May, I spent a lot of energy talking to people, like after the show and but you can only do that so long. I mean, like, I've lost like 2 octaves in my voice,
really?
Just from like constantly talking, constantly performing, traveling, all that stuff. The world is a boring place. There's not much to say.
The way you write about it makes it sound like a fun place.
Well, that's good.
I was watching an interview with you talking about last time I saw you and watching Big Boy play. Has that changed your performance, watching someone like that? Because you were talking in depth about how he was able to, with the swagger, and move the audience.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that changed. I think that was more, if I'll be permitted to say it, like, that, I think sometimes I don't know that inspired is really the right thing, but sort of like seeing a thread of continuity where you're like, well, that's kind of what I do, and here it is in like maybe a more like extreme, well-oiled kind of manifestation, but just recognizing the thread of continuity and recognizing that there's something in that. It's like a very abstract form of musicality that I kind of also employ.
What do you mean by that? That's interesting.
I just mean that there's something not like, all I mean by it is that it's like non-traditionally, he's not moving people with an instrument or something like, and I'm not doing that either. But just thinking more in terms of or trans-musical or something, where you are a singer and a performer, like a performer as like trans-musical experience or something. I just think is interesting, and something that you don't really see a whole lot of these. Or maybe you do, I don't know.
Well, how come you chose not to play an instrument? No, come on. Because I found that interesting when I saw you play at Blues Fest, that you weren't playing something, because I know you play on the record.
Yeah. I just think that there's something that can be accomplished. I don't know, just some other. I don't know. It's hard to dance.
Well, it's a conscious decision.
It's hard to dance with a banjo.
You wanted to dance, is what it was.
Yeah, okay. or something. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. These are like instincts. They're instincts, and then the intellectual, the reasoning, is trying to keep up with the instincts. But I'm really just kind of following my instincts.
But they seem to have worked.
And then, I trust my instincts very much.
I feel like the band's grown this year. I don't know what it's been like on the inside, but at least from hearing people talk about it.
It's definitely. The shows have gotten, all the ways in which you quantify success or whatever, those things have all fallen into place, and I think it's one thing I do take pride in is that I think that that's for like very honest reasons. Like the show is good, the players are good, the songs are good, the album's good. Like it isn't like it wasn't like a Gap commercial or a blog post or like some like cheese dick AAA radio format song.
Hey, I used to work at AAA.
Or, it's cheese dick. Yeah, or like Pitchfork, or it wasn't any of those things that like flash pan people. It's really just been like constant touring.
And where does it go from here? Do you stay on the road for a while? Here are the questions that everyone asks you.
We're gonna be done at on February 2nd, and then most of the spring is off, in which time I'm going to just body paint or something.
A different form of art.
Yeah, I paint quite a bit when I'm at home. I want to just kind of do that. I've got the next album written. But
really?
Yeah, but I don't want to record because that just gets the snowball in action, and then all of a sudden the label wants to hear it, and then the label wants to know when you're going to put it out, and then you're back on tour again answering where you played last night and where you're playing tomorrow. And you wake up one day and you're fucking 50 years old and you have throat cancer, and I'm gonna paint for a little bit before that happens.
That sounds like, so. What do you write? What are the songs about? Are you able to write on the road? I know some people can, some people can't.
I can write it. That inspiration is very wily. I mean, sometimes I can write on the road. Sometimes writing isn't. I know some people who kind of like, oh, I'm going to take a retreat, to this cabin and write, and it's, I don't write that way. It's like, I can be sitting in traffic and a lyric or a melody comes into my head, and then I start kind of chewing on it. But yeah, sometimes it happens on the road, sometimes it doesn't, but, it's not, working on a song isn't like working on a car or something. Like you don't need like a designated physical space to do it,
Oh, some people do that.
Some people do. Yeah. I don't understand that, and I generally kind of don't like that. I find that attitude towards songwriting really precious, sort of annoying. Just like, need to get into my sensitive place.
You're able to get there without any distractions.
Yeah, if I get into like a beautiful, I need a little bit of noise in order to write. I can't do the,
So the record's about 45 minutes. The time I saw you, I think festival sets usually about 40 anyway. But will these sets be longer? Like, how are you drawing out a set to make it?
Just talking.
90? I don't know what you guys are playing.
Just endless banter.
Yeah. I read a quote about you talking about that. Hang on. Where the hell was it? That you're better at audience interaction than the music part.
Well, that was something that. That's kind of like a glib thing that I said about the J. Tillman years. I do actually like that J. Tillman music, but I very much understand why most people didn't have the attention span or vernacular or whatever to appreciate it. But I'm just saying that I noticed that when I was telling jokes and stories and whatever, just making like sarcastic quips and stuff in between songs, the people really enjoyed it, and they would kind of light up. And then I would go back to doing the Dungeons and Dragons music, and they would glaze back over. And part of this music has kind of been about reconciling that conversational, humorous tone that I have with the songwriting thing, instead of like adopting my writerly, how dark is the night, how white is the rose, poeticism anytime I pick up an acoustic guitar.
Is that where you typically write, with a guitar?
Yeah.
You play piano?
I've been writing a lot on piano lately for the new record. But guitar. But a lot of the writing just kind of goes on up here.
I feel like you'd be a pen and paper guy, or is it a laptop?
I don't write down any lyrics.
Really?
Yeah. On this album, I have once they're done, I'll write them all down, and then when I'm fine tuning them, but I write them all.
You're able to remember. You have a good memory.
Yeah. I have, God, so many songs up in my head right now. Yeah.
That's good. Wait, so how are you filling out the sets? Oh no, you said that. I'm sorry, with banter and whatnot.
Filling out the set. Yeah, I mean we're playing like 11 songs off the album and then like a couple covers.
What are the covers? How do you curate covers? That's interesting.
Well, we're doing On the Road Again by Canned Heat right now.
Nice.
And that's like a cathartic, like very literal song.
That's where you feel like you're at in your life.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done like Mind Games by John Lennon. We're doing like an American songbook standard called Nevertheless. Mm-hmm. And what else have we done?
It seems like
Do You Realize by the Flames?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That must be a fun one for you to sing.
Yeah.
That goes really high.
Yeah, it is. It's a big one.
Cool. Well, before I let you go, we'll do 5 questions. 5 quick questions, 1 word answers. Road or studio?
Studio.
Lennon or McCartney?
Lennon.
When you hear a song, what usually hits you first? Lyrics, melody, or rhythm?
Dude, we did these last time, and I said I don't. I do them to everybody.
We do them every time because I like seeing if the answers change.
Okay, I still stick by the fact that you cannot, that you can't butcher up a song. And not applicable.
Cool. Song you've written you're most proud of?
Song I've written I'm most proud of. It's a song called Being a Dog.
It's not on the record, is it?
No.
Where's that on? Is it anywhere?
It's a joke song. It's a joke country song that I wrote that I think is actually like pretty perfect.
Cool.
It's like a perfect song. It's like a perfect, like stupid, campy country song that I would never put on an album. It's too perfect to put into the world. It would be a global smash hit.
You should sell it. Sell it to a publisher, man. Give it to like Justin Bieber or something.
I'll sell it to like Toby Keith.
Yeah, there you go. In 1 word, Father John Misty.
Band name.
That's good. Like that. What's going on with the Chihuahua movie? Actually, I wanted to get that.
Oh, the book.
Or the book? Yes. So you're making a movie with your girlfriend, and there's a Chihuahua book.
Yeah, there's the Chihuahua, the post-apocalyptic Chihuahuas. It's in its. That's had to take the back burner, unfortunately. I scored my girlfriend's movie this past spring or whenever, or winter. It was only a couple months ago.
Okay.
Scored that and recorded it.
What's the movie about?
It's a like satanic family film.
Okay. Those 2 words don't.
It's like a satanic family film, and so that was fun. And let's see, a lot of painting. Been painting a lot. It's a story about this demon mother named Steve. It's like a big series of paintings, like 15 paintings. And this demon goat mother named Steve gives birth to a cell phone and a vomiting dog. And it's kind of like a Jacob and Esau, like birthright story. And the cell phone is exiled out to sea, and the vomiting dog takes favor, and then eventually, in this kind of Oedipal way, the cell phone comes back to slay Steve, and that's kind of where my head is at right now creatively.
Do you just do it for yourself, or do you plan to put it in a gallery or something?
Here, I'll show you some. I've actually got some. I definitely just do it for myself. It looks like an alcoholic 8-year-old.
Is that where the lyrics for something about loving the war? I can't remember the song tells very well. But you're talking about oil for oil paintings.
Oh yeah, I mean that's just a bit of
cheeky humor.
Cheeky. Yeah. I mean that song is also me talking to myself.
Trying to reconcile how much we use oil.
Yeah, oil is just a metaphor for like, look, it's not all about your preciousness. Like, it's not all about maybe there is a larger, like all this emphasis and angst and drama and distress and whatever that goes into this, like, am I making a great album? Boo hoo! Like whatever is maybe there are other things that dwarf that, and you should just shut the fuck up. It's kind of the
That's good.
premise of that song.
What time are you guys on tonight?
I think we're on at 9 or 10. I don't know.
Is it back and forth? Are you co-headlining this tour? Like, how's that working?
No, we're opening. Yeah, there's a couple of them.
Oh, they're cool. So is that... Oh, I know these paints. I like them, and they're colorful. I like colorful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're violent. Very violent.
What do you do? Do you hang them up around the house, or do you just, like, when they're done, you just kind of...
They're kind of just all in my studio.
Yeah. There's one art form I'd love to try, but I've never done it.
Dude, it's,
I hear it's really cathartic.
It's fucking great.
And how long would one of those take you? Do you spend hours, or not hours, days, weeks?
This one is not done yet, but that's on its way. No, generally, like...
How do you know it's not done? How do you know when something like that's done? Do you just feel it?
Yeah, I mean, that's a skill... Knowing when something's done is like a very important skill that kind of takes a long time to develop, you know.
Well, even with a song, actually.
Yeah,
like how do you know?
Especially with a song.
How do you know when that's done?
When something's cooked.
Is that Jonathan Wilson saying, "I think we're done"?
No, I mean, I don't like to ask other people like, do you think it's done or not? Do you think it's whatever? Like, because I don't like. Yeah, I mean. It can't be. It's an instinct. It's an instinct.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I've been drawing a lot lately.
Are you gonna make the cover of the next record, or are you gonna let someone else do it?
No, I'm not gonna sink into that level of nepotism.
Well, if you're making art like that, why not?
Yeah. I mean, I do kind of like absorbing everything I do into the album form, like the novel,
yeah, right,
etc. Like, I think there is something fun about absorbing everything into like one. The album is just such a great medium for so many things to happen. You know, like you could. I mean, there are sheets of paper that, the short stories can be in. There's an album cover that a painting can be on. It's like this one, it's this format for everything. You can't make a painting musical, but you can make a piece of music like more or less, I mean, like that album cover, the Fear Fun album cover is like, I mean, that's like legitimate art.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like, and so that really intrigues me about the album as a format. And part of why it's like baffling to me is as things go digital and whatever, because it's such a missed opportunity,
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna chill in my voice.
It's all good. I got Hamilton to talk to anyway.
Thanks for putting up with me.
Every time, man.
Yeah.
It's always